report. French lawmakers have courted controversy in recent months over the treatment of the Roma population. The recent high-profile case of the expulsion of a Roma schoolgirl, Leonarda, sparked outrage. But Roma migrants throughout the country face a daily threat of having their makeshift camps dismantled by authorities. Our reporters take us to one such camp on the outskirts of Paris, where a group of Roma people risk eviction.
Saint-Ouen, north of Paris. Last year, a group of Roma set up camp on this industrial wasteland. An estimated 800 people now live here, most of whom have come from Romania. Nicolas and his family used to live in Spain.
I work every day. I clean cars.
In Romania, we don't have any work, nothing to eat. We have nothing, not even a house. We live much better here. We can earn 10 to 15 euros a day cleaning windscreens at red lights. That's enough to feed our children.
There are some 50 illegal Roma camps in the Seine-Saint-Denis area, which borders northern Paris. But this one has attracted more controversy than the others. This land is the property of RFF, a state-owned company that maintains France's railway infrastructure. RFF argues the Roma's presence here is preventing certain trains from running, especially those transporting coal to a nearby heating plant. For the time being, the job has been taken over by trucks, but the Paris Urban Heating Company fears this system will compromise public supply in the long run. Supporters of the Roma community claim it's just another pretext to kick them out of the camp.
This is an excuse that's being used at a very dangerous political level. Dangerous because they're targeting the Roma, cornering them and accusing them of being a threat to Paris's central heating.
The local mayor, a member of the far-left Front de Gauche party, is yet to comment on the issue. In October, a judge granted the RFF's request to force the Roma to leave, but that decision is yet to be enforced. Meanwhile, a lawyer for the Roma says the land should be developed to benefit the people living there.
I think it would show a lack of humanity to send these families with their children back on the streets, especially with winter and Christmas coming. I think we can find solutions to help them have decent living conditions. We're dealing with human beings. There are no obstacles to the railway, nothing blocking the trains. There's no threat whatsoever to Paris's heating system.
One railway line is indeed blocked off by the camp. Privately, the RFF admits that these particular tracks aren't vital to operations, as there are others that can substitute. But the authorities have other reasons for evacuating this camp, namely people's safety.
Train drivers often tell us of the dangers of having people walking in close proximity to the railway lines. Here, we're right next to a suburban line with heavy traffic. We are obliged to secure this area, which is not residential, but it's not for children to play on either. We're responsible for securing this access point to the industrial zone and the heating plant.
The judge has given authorities 2 months to evacuate the area. The prefect would like this decision to be implemented as soon as possible.
So what is he saying?
They need 2 months.
2 months, that's impossible. Look, either we reach an amicable agreement where you leave voluntarily, or we're going to have to evict you. And I personally would prefer not to have to force you.
Time is ticking for this illegal camp. The Roma living there are already preparing to move on.
Okay, time now for a roundup of the latest sports action, and it kicks off with Uruguay finally securing their spot in the World Cup.
Uruguay are the last of the 32 teams to seal their spot at next year's World Cup finals in Brazil. They were held to a goalless draw by Jordan in the second leg of their playoff in Montevideo, who went through 5-0 on aggregate. France went into their playoff second leg with Ukraine, needing to create history. No side had ever overturned a 2-goal deficit in a World Cup playoff match. But the French came out of the blocks at a ferocious pace, and it paid off with 2 goals from Mamadou Sakho and 1 from Karim Benzema, blowing the Eastern Europeans away. 3-0 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. French captain Hugo Lloris understandably delighted. It's an achievement in itself. It's awesome to live and share this with your teammates and with the French people. You know, tonight we were in harmony with the supporters. France know all about playoff drama in Paris, missing USA 94 to Bulgaria and needing extra time and Thierry Henry's hand of God to beat Ireland 4 years ago. Well, there was a lot of joy. It feels great. We've been through all the possible steps during the qualifying, and it's fantastic to end this with qualification. We had to be part of the World Cup in Brazil. It'll be a great experience, but for now we have to digest this qualification and enjoy it. There's still time to prepare for the tournament. We'll have to learn from this match, especially in terms of behavior and mindset. According to me, we can't do any better than that, but we mustn't get carried away. It's awesome, it's fantastic, but we need to keep on playing this way and keep focused. A remarkable turnaround after the desolation of defeat in Kiev, and France can pack their bags for the beaches of Brazil. For now, though, Didier Deschamps' men and the nation can celebrate. I wanted to go to Brazil and play in this World Cup, and it's a dream come true to me. So yeah, we're all happy. It's huge. As I said, Brazil is the home of football. We could enjoy it when we play a friendly match there last June, and we play the World Cup. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to try and go as far as we possibly can. The most important thing now is to know which group we're going to play in and make it through the group phase, and then we'll see. The French are on their way to a 5th World Cup in a row, and after the nightmare on and off the pitch in South Africa in 2010, they'll be out to make amends. Lionel Messi has won the European Golden Boot after his sensational scoring performance last season. The Argentine was handed the trophy by former Barcelona star Hristo Stoichkov, who shared it with Hugo Sanchez back in 1990. Messi is the first player to win it 3 times, and the first to take back-to-back awards since Thierry Henry in 2004-05. His 46 goals last season helped Barcelona to reclaim the Liga title. He said it was a reward for all at the Catalan club. Olympic downhill champion Lindsey Vonn is in danger of missing February's Winter Olympics in Sochi after suffering a partially torn anterior cruciate ligament during a training run in Colorado. 29-year-old American, who was completing her rehabilitation after a crash at the World Championships in Schladming last February, was hurried to hospital where she's undergoing treatment. She was due to return to competition at Beaver Creek next week. There are just 77 days before the opening ceremony in Sochi. The route for the 2014 Dakar Rally has been announced in Paris, 1.5 months ahead of the start of the race. The 35th edition of the iconic rally begins in Rosario, Argentina, as it continues its sojourn through South America for the 6th straight year. The race used to run from Paris to Dakar in Senegal, but unrest in Mauritania led to the event being moved to South America in 2009. Stephane PETERHANSEL has won the car category for the last 2 years with the mini team. Over the last few years, we've had a good mixture between technical routes, sandy ones, dunes and magnificent landscapes. But in the end, it was a little bit easy. I think that it's going to be about the same this year, but with many more kilometers, more intensity. It's going to be more testing for the mechanics. It's going to remind us of the spirit of the last Dakars that took place in Africa. That time you had to deserve to cross the line. CYRIL won the motorcycle category in last year's event for the 5th time in a KTM, but the Frenchman will race for Yamaha this year. Bolivia will be a part of the rally. Deprez says lots of factors can decide the outcome. Well, for a few months we've been learning more about Bolivia. We know what kind of weather there is over there and what kind of terrain we're going to find, especially in the Salar. There was a little surprise in this presentation with a second marathon day that's going to take place in Argentina. A marathon day is a day without assistance, without mechanics, without engineers. It's a plus for the spirit of adventure, but it's not so easy for us. The world's most famous annual off-road race begins in Rosario on January the 5th. Argentina, Chile and Bolivia are the countries that the Dakar Rally will pass through.
Right, that's where we leave it for this hour's live from Paris. But don't go anywhere. My colleague Stuart Norville will be back after a short break with more international news and headlines, including the latest on that gunman who went on a shooting spree in Paris, who's now been arrested by police. Do stay tuned.